Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be reviewing my $11 million car collection. Last time we did this was probably about a year ago, and my car collection at the time was $2 million, or 2.3. Now, one of my cars engulfs my whole entire last car collection. This car collection is insane, and we have a lot of things that I want to show you, so let's get into it. Ooh, baby. So it's very obvious that I have two bugs right behind me. I have my first Bugatti Chiron that I ever got, and my most recent Bugatti Chiron Pure Sports, one of 60 in the world. But I actually have a third bug, and it's one of my favorite bugs, the Beetle. This is my 1969 Volkswagen Beetle. This is a original 4-speed transmission, manual transmission, and the original engine. Everything on this car is original except the tires, because obviously I have to get changed as time goes on. Paint is original. This is like OG from back in the day. Like,
there's barely any paint on there.
Yeah, this is like, you can tell that this.
Oh, like new.
Yeah, it's like, it works perfect, right? If you ask me. Matter of fact, we still have the original 1969 tire in the front. For those of you guys that don't know, this right here is actually the fuel tank. So if you're gonna put fuel, you have to open up your frunk, because supercars have frunks. Clearly this is a supercar and has a frunk. You take off this cap and you put the fuel right into there. Not gonna lie, it took me a while to find out my first time putting gas into this car. She's a beauty. Inside, you have a beautiful custom red interior. Obviously, this is not the original interior from this car, but it's literally just the seats. The headliner, still rock solid metal, foot of rust. To have the dash that doesn't work, fuel section that doesn't work. Basically, nothing fucking works on it other than the transmission and the engine, which is all we need to work. I love driving this car probably more than I like driving 70% of my cars. One, because it's manual, and two, because it just feels good. You feel like you're in full control of the car. You're not going past 40 miles an hour, but I don't think you want to on this car, I'm gonna be honest. For some reason, since the day I bought this car, and I've had it for almost a year already, that peanuts has been there since I bought the car. And it has never fallen. And I don't ever want to take it off. And I feel like the previous owner liked peanuts, because right here, the cup holder is a peanut jar. You know what's ironic? I'm allergic to peanuts. So if I touch that peanut, I'm probably fucked. So the car did come with some aftermarket, very enhancing stickers, which gives this car a lot of horsepower. And these stickers honestly have every single one of them a very deep meaning. And truthfully, keeps us safe. Making our way to the back, we've had to do a custom contraption sometimes here, and we always have to drive around with this. Why? Because whenever it breaks down, we have to call our buddies or somebody, we hook it onto the car, and then we pull it home. There's no point in getting a tow truck on this shit. We just pull it home. We never really drive it that far from the house. Over here in the back area of the vehicle, never have a license plate, because for what's the point of that? And we have the license plate honk if parts fall off, and we have been honked at and parts have fallen off. And you can't open it through the bar. You have to like bend it in a way where you just force it to, and then it opens. And that right there, that's a mean fucking engine right there. That shit is probably older than 90% of the people watching this video. So now that we got done with the first bug, let's go into my actual first bug that I've ever had. My pink Bugatti Chiron. I'm sure you've seen this car all over the place, either doing donuts, riding around through the city, or interviewing a bunch of different celebrities that we have done podcast interviews inside of the Bugatti. This Bugatti has been through a lot, I can't even lie. So we have this key box where all of the keys, we're gonna be constantly pulling them out from here. And then we hired a professional key catcher, which we just throw in the box and it catches it. This vehicle obviously is not pink. This is a wrap. We ended up wrapping it pink. There's no real explanation other than we don't give a fuck. We just said, yo, we gotta look different, and we did it. Coming into the inside of the Bugatti, this shit here had the name of the person that built the car. His name was Cristiano Ronaldo or something like that. Interior of this car is obviously on the classier side. You feel like a gentleman when you drive this car. You don't feel like you should be hauling ass. You feel like you should just be cheating on your wife with your girlfriend, and you should be going to a low-key dinner and drinking some wine. That's what I feel and what I do when I drive this car. It honestly gives me a great feeling and brings me pleasure. One of the cool features of the Chiron is the speed key. So for you to hit the max speed on this vehicle, you have to pull out this speed key and then you have to insert it into there and unlock it. Ironically, the speed key opens up very fucking slow, which I don't understand why that happens. And I've actually never used it. I've never had a reason on why to unlock the speed key, because it's just already fast as it fucking is. And again, this is my Bugatti to go cheat on my wife and go have a chill, classy dinner. If I want to haul ass, I'll use my other Bugatti. That's what you gotta have too. So interior wise, obviously there's no real carbon fiber in here. This is not really like a super sports spec. What I do like is that the key is matching on the interior. Obviously it is on the darker side now because it has some wear and tear, but the cool carbon fiber is on the steering wheel, which gives it a very classy vibe. I really like it, but you know, I'm young. I don't want to feel like an old guy all the time. Now you would expect for a car that's worth $3 million for it to sound like an SVJ, super loud and epic, but not really. It sounds like a bunch of turbos. Sounds good, but it's not like a wow. The drive of this car is a big wow effect. I can't even lie. It sounds cool because you hear the turbos, but it's not like a like all these crazy SVJs, which is going to be announced soon. Making our way to the back of the Bugatti, we have this wing, right? So this wing, I personally love it, not because of the size of it, because of what it does, because the size of that one is so much more gangster. This one I love because of this right here. And here we have the Set and Forget brand, and you might be like, bro, why the fuck did you even put that there? You can never even see it. Yeah, you can only see it when I'm hauling ass by you at 180 miles an hour and I let go of the accelerator, and this wing will catapult forward. It will literally like, pew. And when it goes forward, these compressors bring it up, and then this wing, you will literally see it flat like this, like completely flat, and you'll just see Set and Forget huge. That's a fucking flex. Jesus, bro, you pay these guys minimum wage, $80 an hour, and they fucking can't do anything right. Now, Keyman, have that. Now you'd expect that I'm paying $6 million fucking dollars for my Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport. You would expect a big, iconic key. I would expect some shit the size of my fucking nut, huge like that, but no. I paid $6 million for a fucking Volkswagen key. But you know what? My standard of a flip key is slow in the Bugatti Chiron Speed key. Now this Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport key was very fast, right? That's a plus if you ask me, right? That's a W. Now obviously this is not the key that I was given with the car. I lost the original key, and the original key is $25,000, and I don't want to pay $25,000 for the original key, so I'm riding around with the spare key. Monthly payment on this is $70,000. Monthly payment on this is $50,000, so you're looking at $130,000. If I had a stupid fucking key, I'm at $150,000 on just these two cars. I'm good. I'm smarter than that. I make smart business decisions. I would never spend money unnecessarily. I would never do that. Now obviously this color is absolutely beautiful. Purple. Just look at the front of these cars, man. That is you, if that. And this is the guy that tell you not to worry about. There's a very big fucking difference.
Chiron Bugatti.
Making our way to our Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport. Now, this is obviously super cool, but now we're at a different fucking level here, boys. Just getting inside of here, obviously the interior is similar in design, but now on the actual spec, it is very different. The last one says Chiron here. This has the Bugatti logo. There's leather everywhere on the other car. It says Alcantara. We have the moonroof, which the moonroof is super sick, only for pictures, because when you're driving, the sun is beaming through your head and it's burning you.
What? I told you.
Luckily, there's a little bit of shade, so that helps. When you make your way inside of here, like, look at the amount of carbon on the dash. Literally, the whole entire dash is carbon fiber all through here. It's one big piece. The details on the doors of the Bugatti emblem, or whatever the fuck that is, it looks super sick. Then we have the carbon fiber in the bottom section over here. Now, the only thing that I do complain about this car is that I paid $3 million more for this car, so it's a $6 million Bugatti. And I would expect for chairs to recline forward and backwards. So I'm literally clicking this, and no. How do you move your chair forward and backward? With a fucking railing. What the fuck? You pay $6 million for a car and you have to adjust it like if this was a Toyota Corolla? So if you're driving a Toyota Corolla right now or a Nissan Altima and you're adjusting your chair like this, well, guess what? We're on the same level. And if you're in a Toyota Corolla and a Nissan Altima and you're adjusting your chair electronically, you have just beat me. You won. Now the big difference is the paddles. I love the paddles on this one because they're a lot bigger and they're a lot sportier. They look like the GT3 RS paddles. The other paddles are honestly kind of pathetic. They look like plasticky and they're a lot smaller. This is definitely the next level Bugatti. And they drive very similar. This one feels a little bit more planted. But I don't know if it's just personal, but this one does not sound as nice as that one. That one sounds nicer. This one drives better. That one is faster. This one looks more aggressive. So you gotta have both. It's a good balance. Now the sound in the start is gonna be very similar to that one, but when you're driving and you're fucking with the turbos, it sounds different. I know the car enthusiasts out there are like, bro, it's a cold start. You just turned it on and you're already revving it. Yeah, who gives a fuck, man? This shit has warranty, so we'll be fine. Anything that happens, we're good. My favorite part about this car is the back of this car. Oh, key guy, come on, key guy, come on. There you go. Shit, you gotta be quick on these guys, man, because if not, you gotta hit them with surprise, bro. So the back of this car is by far 10 times more aggressive than this car. It makes that car look like a child. Bugatti, come on, Bugatti, come on. Oh,
That didn't sound good.
that did not sound good. This is just obviously sexy. I love how they actually color match the interior specs, like the details inside, with the actual engine cover, which is beautiful. This pushes the exact same horsepower. They're both W16, 1600 horsepower. This one's just slower because of this wing. The downforce that this wing does is what makes it slower, which is fine. It's a couple miles per hour. At the end of the day, if I'm going 300 miles an hour and you're going 305, we're both hauling ass. So now that we got through the bugs, we're gonna now move over to our GT3 RS 992 WiseEck package 2024. This is a 307 sticker. This is almost a full max spec. And truthfully, this is one of my favorite Porsches that I've had so far. And I want you guys to let me know what is your favorite in all of these cars in order. So drop a comment down below on which car you love the most and which car you love the least. And trust me, my favorite car are not the Bugattis. Moving now over here to the Porsche GT3 RS. This is my second GT3. I had a GT3 992 6-speed manual, which we blew the transmission 2 times and burned the clutch once. Good thing we had dealer warranty on that as well, and that was covered. Now this one is not manual. We got rid of that Porsche because we put about 10,000 miles into it and we were just ready to move on. And this is the daddy of that. Every single car I get just engulfs every single car. Now, big con from this car is that it is not manual. The PDK is cool, but I just love popping the clutch randomly for no reason. You have the custom decal on the side of Set and Forget. So obviously that's supposed to say GT3 RS, but I feel like that's pretty standard and basic, and I'm no basic bitch, clearly. Inside of the GT3 RS, our very uncomfortable WiseEck seats. Obviously, key guy, come on. There you go. Hey, yo, he's getting the hang of it, finally. Inside, we have our color matching yellow key and these very uncomfortable seats. They're very hard, obviously, as everybody should know, and I'm sure they are aware. And it has the matching seat belts with the exterior. We have the extra yellow rim on the speedometer, which I think that's a $3,000 spec, and the $3,000 yellow rim on the clock, which the clock is never fucking used. Aside from that, we have yellow stitching inside of the car, yellow numbers on top of here, yellow stitching on the steering wheel, yellow stitching on the paddle shifters. This is a perfect black and yellow spec. Wiz Khalifa would be very happy and very proud of this car. This car currently is stock, so the sound of it isn't the sexiest. We will have an exhaust coming for it very soon. I just haven't wanted to take it to the shop and leave it there because I don't want the car to be down 2-3 weeks, because it's not like I don't have other cars to drive, right? Now here on the door, you would expect if you spend $500,000 on a car, you would get a real doorknob to open the door. And no, you get this little ribbon so you can just pull it and you actually open the door. It's kind of cool. You get used to it over time. But that as well, you have the yellow stitching all throughout the top, all throughout the bottom, and this pretty cool carbon fiber handle, which is an add-on feature as well. This GT3 RS logo as well is super cool. Honestly, I love this car as a whole, but let's get a little cold start to see how it sounds. Obviously, it doesn't sound crazy, and I'm not able to redline because when this car redlines, I'll tell you right now, this thing sounds crazy. I've done donuts in this around that Bugatti and around that Bugatti in a figure 8, and this thing handles beautifully. Over here on the top of the car, we have the carbon fiber roof spec, which is super cool. And then, what the fuck are these for, bro? These are for like downforce, right? Canards? But whatever, the point is, I drift the fuck out this shit. I do donuts around both of the Bugattis in a figure 8, like a boss, with no clutch. And I might be the first guy that converts this to manual. That's gonna be crazy. We went to the back of the vehicle, we have obviously the big ass sexy wing. This is the most recognizable feature of the GT3 RS, which is this super big wing. I love it. I never really use the DRS downforce. Whenever you click it, this makes its way up. Click it, makes its way down. And you actually feel the difference, which is the crazy part. You actually feel the car going from having downforce rather than not. It's a pretty cool feature. Aside from that, stock, these cars do shoot flames. We have multiple clips of this car as we're doing donuts, shooting flames out of the rear exhaust, fully stock. So I can imagine with an exhaust and a nice tune, little flame map, fuck with the settings, big flames like that. Coming soon. Another thing is I'm typically used to a frunk on these cars because my other GT3 had one. This thing does not have a frunk. It is non-existent because in the front is the intercooler. So this is what cools the car so you can be able to abuse it for long periods of time on the track. And I'm telling you right now, that has come very handy for the stuff we've done to this car. Key guy! Key guy! Oh, this guy's getting fast. All right, moving our way now to my C7 Z06. Boy, you guys are not ready for this thing. Oh, I forgot. This is worth about $400,000. This is worth about $70,000. And this shit is a beast. This is my 2019 Corvette C7 Z06 Procharged. This shit has a turbo the size of my motherfucking nut. Humongous. Wait till you see.
The left one or the right one?
This is the left one now. My right one is not as big. We're working on that. My left one is ginormous. Don't mind, these cars are very dusty. I know, they are very dirty. We just did this video spontaneously. We have construction going on here in the house. Let me move this John forward. So obviously this is a 7-speed manual transmission C7 Z06. I'm just gonna let the noise do the talking. This car is music to my ears. And I love that it's manual. In the back you hear the beautiful V8, and in the front you hear my left nut, my ginormous Procharger. This is a beautiful, beautiful sounding car. This thing is pushing a little over 1,300 horsepower, and this is actually my drift car, which is kind of crazy, right? Why would you get a car that's 1,300 horsepower to do drifting? Because why not? Now there's a con to this car. This car does not have warranty. It does not have anything. And we take care of it very, very, very dearly because it spends 90% of its time in the shop. Like the car that I wish I could be adding to this tour, which is my Nissan Skyline R34. Currently in the shop, we're tuning it up, making it actually sound like a real 2JZ, which would probably be right behind this car, but it's currently in the shop. We actually went to Japan to go buy this car in person. We saw 4 different ones. We liked the one that we got. We bought it, and then we waited for it to get on the shipment port, and then we came back to Miami, waited for a month, and now it's here. So that's a very cool experience on what we did buying that car actually in Japan. Some people were like, you didn't have to fly there for that. Well, I fucking wanted to. If you have the opportunity to do crazy stuff like that, why not do it? I have 3 other cars at the shop that I don't really want to talk about just yet because they'll probably be in the shop for a little bit longer, maybe another month or 2. That's a long time for me. So once I actually get them back, he got. So like we were saying, this interior is not the cleanest, but honestly, this is what I like to call a project car. So you can kind of get away with having khaki interior. In the back, we have our drift setup. So these are our tires that we use to smoke. We just smoke these tires. They're cheap, they're like $100. Do a couple donuts, blow them, change them in and out. We have a bunch of different sets. And in the front, we have very nice radios. When you drift and you do donuts, you need very good grip in the front. Going over to the back, obviously this shit can never have a plate because with this, we are never stopping. And there's not one moment we're doing something remotely legal on this car when we drive this car. So with that being said, let's now move on to our McLaren 720S. All right, so there's a long story behind this key right here. This is actually the McLaren key. I take full responsibility. This is a Novatec whole entire spec with a beautiful history of curb rash and speed bumps. This car is, I think, every trader's dream, which is to actually own a McLaren because the doors go up, they sound crazy, they're fast, they feel really good to drive. This feels better to drive than the pink Bugatti Chiron for some odd reason. I don't know why. This car just feels really good to drive. I did a custom steering wheel on this one, so we made all this carbon fiber and it has a better grip. Inside of it, it's like every other McLaren. We have a matching yellow spec with the interior, just as we have with the Porsche. When I saw this, I'm like, oh, I have to get it. They're literally like brothers. We have yellow, black and yellow GT3 RS, black and yellow McLaren 720S. They kind of sound similar, that's why they're the brothers. Whenever I want to go fast, shoot flames, and pop, I drive this. Whenever I want to do donuts and do degenerate shit and really tap into the car community, I use that. Aside from the key not working, this one is pretty reliable. I've had 3 McLarens. I had a 570S, I had a 720S, and this is my second 720S. And the first 2 were not so reliable. This one is. It's kind of a hit or miss with these cars. You can never really kind of rely on McLaren. But, you know, I don't really want to talk about it too much because it has been treating me very well. I don't drive it as much. I probably drive it maybe once or twice every other week. But it has been getting the job done, getting me from point A to point B, shooting flames and going fast as shit. Sucks I can't turn this car on for you guys because this car sounds really cool. The key was working yesterday, but we did some custom contraption in order for it to work. But I'll show you guys the rear end of this car. Rear end of this car looks extra aggressive because we have obviously the Novatec full body kits, Novatec exhaust, and our custom license plates on every single car because here in Miami, you don't need to have license plates if you're a fucking baller. And I'm not there yet. I think I have more to go, so I'm kind of forcing myself to categorize myself as a baller so I can not have license plates. Aside from that, this car is very fucking low, like literally a finger, not even a finger fits through here. This car is extremely low to the ground, and it still somehow rides good. But there is a big con to this car being this low. I'm gonna be honest, guys. If you see online one of my cars, don't buy it. Don't do it. If you see a car of mine online or a girl of mine online, don't do it. I don't recommend it. It's been very well tested. This is literally completely falling apart because we just don't give a shit. I can pull up into an entrance of a shopping center and raise it, and I choose not to. Why? Because I like the sound of the scraping. I like seeing people like, and I'm in there like, yep, it doesn't matter. So McLaren 720S is definitely awesome. Now, moving over to our Rolls-Royce Cullinan Mansory wide body. Key guy, this is a one-of-one spec. I had a Mansory G-Wagon, which I just got rid of, ironically, but I just have too many fucking cars, honestly. I don't need more dailies for dailies, so I got rid of it. This is 10 times better than the G-Wagon. The G-Wagon looked cool, but this one looks cool and feels cool. You have the glow-in-the-dark Rolls-Royce emblem here at the front. This is a wrap. This is a gray wrap with chrome deleted whole entire front end. You have the full carbon fiber Mansory kits all over the front. We have these super thick rims along with the full Mansory kit. and the wide body. The wide body makes this look like a completely different car. Moving over to the inside, we have a stunning orange interior, a real orange interior. There's some dull oranges inside of some Cullinans. This is that bright Miami livid orange, which I love. Best part is when you're inside of this, it's a real Mansory kit. I don't think this is a fake kit. I would hope not, because then I got scammed. That would fucking suck. But this car feels good. You touch it, you can tell it's not Chinese. What I love is that we do have the full orange sunroof as well, because some of these cars, they will have the whole entire orange kit, but they have a black roof and they don't have the starlights. We have starlights and we have the orange roofing as well. This car honestly is just a big boss car. I love it. I put a shit ton of miles on this car. I drive it every single day, and I don't have it with the darkest tints because I like how the orange looks when you look from the outside in. Usually I used to be the guy with 0% tints everywhere. I don't want you to see inside. But now I'm at the point where I love the cosmetic look that it gives. So I say that this is one of one because it literally says it here on the door. And honestly, I've never seen another one like this. So this is very clearly one of one to me. Went away to the back of the car. Very standard. I had a Ghost, Don, Cullinan, and a Phantom. So I've had 5 Rolls Royces. I think I've hit the max. I think the next thing I have is a Mansory Phantom. And honestly, like, I don't know where to go. Maybe I'll just sell all these cars and just move to a fucking island and just reset. I don't know. Because like I'm literally like maxing out on the possibility of going to the next level every single time. And each level gets harder, which I like it because it challenged me to continuously get better. And something that many would not expect from this is that this shit has an exhaust. This Cullinan has an exhaust. It actually sounds nice. Look. It sounds better when it's warm. Well, I shouldn't even be revving it if it's not warm, right? But who cares? Moving over to the back, we have the Mansory wing and wing, as well as our custom license plate, which is absolutely beautiful. Key guy! All right, moving outside from this, now we have my Maybach Sprinter van. So I've had this car for...
I think this is the only car that's stood the test of time.
This thing has been around for almost 2 years now. This has been around for a very long time. But I love this car, man. This is obviously a car to be driven in. I never really drive this car. I drive it sometimes when the truck is down. Because we have a truck that's in the shop right now. We just throw shit in here, and this is our truck. We just literally throw stuff in here. And this car is the ultimate flex to be driven around. If you want to get somebody picked up from the airport, send one of your friends, they get picked up in here, plenty of space for luggage. You have the curtains which come down. You have the TV that you could have them watching whatever they want to be watching. These seats recline back and forward. Speakers in here are crazy, ambient lighting. This is like a mobile executive office as well, because we could bring this area up, bring the trays. So this is my Maybach, man. That's pretty much it. There's nothing really else to it. I've had this car for about to be 2 years now, and I tried to get rid of it, but then I said, you know what, fuck it. There's no need for it. Like, it's paid off. Majority of these cars are paid off. There's no reason for me to get rid of it. It actually has some type of utility. These other cars, some of them don't have utility. This one actually gets used. If I want to talk to the driver in the front, come here, click the phone button. But yo, drop off the girlfriend, pick up the wife. We're going to dinner. Something that I do wish I had with this car was the matching front. The front is pretty basic. It's black. This doesn't have the blue seats. So if you drive me around, you're not in the blue seats, sorry. I'll drive, I don't really care. Like, you know, we drive this shit when the front tires have no tire. That's how you know we really drive this, and we put a lot of time and miles into it. We changed the headlights from the last time we did this video. The last headlights that we had were ugly. So we changed it to a more updated version of the Maybach headlights. So as we go through this maze here of cars, we're gonna walk over to a car that I didn't really buy, a car that I was kind of just handed by life, I guess. This is Jordan's old Miata. So Jordan is a friend of mine that passed away due to cancer. He was friend, business partner, and we did a lot of stuff together. So Jordan went to Arizona for this treatment, and as he's over there in Arizona, he hadn't walked for like 6-7 months. He took his McLaren up there with him, and he just wanted to sell it. So he's like, bro, list it up on Marketplace, sell it. He paid $11,000 for it because this has a turbo sticking out of the hood, which is super cool. It's manual. This is a full-blown drift car. And he was like, yo, just sell the car and whatever you can get for it, sell it. We had it online probably for a week or two, no hits. He's like, look bro, I don't really need the money. If you want to keep it, you guys can keep it if nobody comes and buys it. So we decided, you know what? After his passing, nobody hit us up to buy it. It's been a very long time since. This is a very unique car and not everybody really wants to buy it. So I decided to keep it myself. We have taken care of his girlfriend, we've taken care of his family. We've given them plenty of stuff that have helped them out. So we decided to stay with this car as my memory of Jordan, and we're gonna kind of just build it and have it as our own car here forever. There's no reason for me to ever sell this car. There's a sentimental meaning behind this car. And yeah, I mean, it just kind of reminds me of him and all the great times that we had inside this car. And truthfully, there's no price tag to this car at all. And me selling it, I know he wouldn't want that because it would go to somebody else and to do who knows what with it. I know it's gonna be in good hands with me and I'm gonna be taking care of it, so. Oh, and moving on now to what's right next to it, which is obviously massive, is my command unit. Shout out to S1 Security Group for helping me out with this. I have 24/7 security here at the house, and so they're not in and out of the house, and I don't kind of have a room in there, and the dog isn't, you know, interrupting. Whenever they have changes in shifts, they go inside of the command unit and they just change shifts. They're looking at the cameras connected to the house. They have a bathroom in there. They can eat in there. Basically, it's a mobile office and they can do whatever they want inside of that truck. So they're not connecting to the house and they make sure that the house is secure. All right, now that we're over here on one of the sides of my house, here we have my two other vehicles, which I don't think I've ever really used and I don't think I will ever really use them, which is my Can-Am Maverick X3. This is basically the biggest, baddest off-terrain vehicle you could possibly have. We have it with light bars, sound system, everything. Tow hitch in the front, just in case we get stuck. I've probably driven this thing realistically like 4 or 5 times. I got it because I got a really good deal on it, at least I thought I did. And I probably used it one time for a video and then I completely forgot about it. This is my dog, security dog. I can get him to fucking fuck you up right now, bro. Just one command and this is fucking you up.
5 minutes right now.
This is my jet ski Scootster is what they call it. We really just bought this for one video. After that one video, we kind of just forgot about it because it never really turned back on. We threw it inside the pool and it just died. And it's just here, kind of like the graveyard section of the house. And last but not least, definitely not least, is Sebastian's Corvette C7 and his Mercedes S550. So this is Sebastian's, the man behind this camera's cars. I gifted him both of these cars for, what was it? I think it was your birthday, right?
My birthday was 6 months ago and I've only had those cars for 3 months. So I don't think it's
I think I just gave them to you randomly because you were doing a great job.
Yeah.
See,
Thanks.
that's a good job. This fucking key man isn't getting anything.
Take that for example, bro.
Key man! Jesus. This is Sebastian's Corvette C7. And as well, it is a 7-speed manual. This interior is actually nicer than mine because it's black. Mine is that ugly khaki interior. And he shreds this shit. Sebas did not know how to drift. And he learned how to drift inside of this, which is pretty cool. This is his S550, which his S550 was not like this. I give it to him differently. He decided to give it his own custom touch, which I'm all for it because it looks very different and unique. I give you a car and look at it. How long has this been like this? But at least you have the nice white interior, which as well needs some TLC. That's pretty much it. And definitely the least cars, these cars. That's my wife and that's my girlfriend's car. They just don't know it. So ladies and gentlemen, this is my $11 million car collection. We are missing 3 other cars and we will update that as soon as we get them back. Might do another car collection. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching. Oh, and by the way, I own a boat. I just don't have it here, it's on the water. Pop up some B-roll of my boat, which I love that.
By the way, I think you're missing more than 3 cars.
I think so too, right? Fuck.
How can you forget?
Because we fucking said and forget, bitch. Well, the video was supposed to end. Fuck. On a high note, nice chill vibe, boat, beach, good music. But we felt like we had to let you guys know what happened to one of my favorite cars in the fleet.
Yo, it's on fire!
The Lambo that caught fire. Now my vet just caught fire. This is history.
On the good side, this shit gonna go viral on Instagram.
Well, it's not a car anymore.
Yeah, we definitely set and forget a little bit too hard there. But this was the C7 Z06 that I told you guys that I had so much planned for it. It was my drift car. It was in the shop for months. I was barely driven it. The one day that it finished and that I actually got to drive it, it blew the fuck up. We were doing regular casual donuts as we always do on a live stream. Coincidentally enough, something blew. I think it was personally a fuel line because the same exact thing happened with my pink Lambo when it caught fire. But luckily somebody was there on the spot quick and they were able to extinguish it and take it out. This caught fire and we had 2 fire extinguishers on scene, which are these 2 right here, which we literally used, and it did nothing. I guess what's this made out of, sales? What is fiberglass, right?
Fiberglass. Don't touch it if I were you.
Oh shit, why?
Now you're gonna be itchy for the rest of the day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Don't do that either.
Why?
You're gonna be itchy there.
No, but I'm wearing a shirt.
The shirt's gonna get itchy.
Well, the point is that I guess fiberglass is very flammable. We emptied out both of those tanks and it did nothing. It took fire rescue probably 20 minutes to show up because we were, doing donuts like at 1, 2 in the morning. And I guess these homies were knocked out. They were sleeping or they didn't give a shit because they took their sweet ass time to pull up. By the time they pulled up, the whole thing caught fire. They did manage to save somewhat of this rim and a little bit of the rear end. Aside from that, everything else is gone. Look, bro, look at this. Like, I know this shit got hot because obviously the whole thing caught fire, but I would never expect for the heat to melt the rim. Like, it literally melted through these rims. These are $2,000 racing wheels. I would expect that they're able to withstand the heat. And yeah, my Corvette's now gone. So what other drift car should I get now? Because I need a drift car in my fleet. I feel empty without one.
I thought that was the whole point of that.
Oh yeah, well we gotta show them what we got going on here. So I'm putting this behind us. So I told you guys that we were shipping the R34 to Miami, and it's been in the shop since it got here. Now she's finally at the shop, which is right here. So this is kind of crazy how, like when it got here, I'm like, yo, I bought this shit in Japan. I was doing donuts in Japan. I was drifting it in Japan, having a crazy time in Japan. And now it came here to Miami. Felt like, I don't know, it just feels like, I don't know. It's kind of weird how you can just have money and do whatever the fuck you want. Like imagine going to a completely different country on the other side of the world and you just bring it over here. It's just cool. So I was going to use this as my drift car, but truthfully, I don't want to do that because I've already got 2 cars on fire. This car that caught fire, I'm taking probably like a $70,000, $80,000 loss on that car because I'm not gonna claim it through the insurance. 1, because they're gonna see that I was doing donuts, and 2, they probably dropped me from the insurance. Since the Lambo caught fire, they did pay me out on that. I did lose some money on that, but I don't wanna get flagged as a high-risk client and then them completely remove me, and I can't insure my Bugatti and my 10 other cars, So I'm just gonna take that to the chin, charge it to the game, take the L, and I'm gonna take care of this girl right here. I think it's fucking beautiful, and now we need a new drift car. So what drift car should we get? And please, let it not be flammable. Please. So we decided to give you guys the latest update on the car tour, which is the Corvette on fire, GTR out of the shop, and we still have 3 cars that are on the way. So stay tuned for the next car tour video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you boys in the next one.